Hello Bison Nation, it's time to talk a little Bison football. We're flipping that calendar to June, but there's a lot going on. Certainly a lot has been going on the last couple of months with spring football shut down and an emotional time for the country. But we're going to go over a few things here in the next few minutes here with head football coach Matt Entz. I'm Jeremy Jorgenson. And Coach, over the last couple of months and the last couple of weeks or so, what have you learned about your players and staff as you guys have navigated through this?
Well, the first thing is we got a tremendous group of young men that are part of our program and coaches. From being creative in different ways of teaching over the course of the last 7 or 8 weeks. I've seen that from our coaching staff. I've been able to sit in numerous Zoom meetings or virtual meetings with every position on the football team, and there's been a multitude of platforms that have been used, from test taking to quizzes to YouTube to Zoom, Teamworks, all those things. I've seen our players continue to develop, maybe not from a physical standpoint or on the field execution, but from a mental standpoint. Creativity of getting their workouts in. We've had a number of players that have found unique and alternative facilities to continue to get their lifts in, to continue to improve themselves. So when we did have a chance to get back, they were going to be ready to go. Last thing our players want is to be out of shape when Coach Kramer gets a hold of them. And then just their ability to stay healthy, keep their families healthy. That was our number one priority when our team dismissed back in mid-March.
So it's June now. Voluntary workouts are starting up again. What is the significance of that?
Well, I think the level of normalcy it does bring back. It is a unique situation. Our kids are going through a number of processes and protocol to get into the weight room, but I do think it does bring back a level of normalcy to their life right now. They need to still continue to practice social distancing and make good decisions while they're back in Fargo, but I know it gives our kids excitement that the season is getting closer now. Even though we're probably still 12 to 11 weeks away from our first game, but and eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to open some more facilities on campus and get some meetings in and have some player-led meetings and get on Dakota Field and get some conditioning in as well. But I think it's a step in the right direction, at least for our kids, and just the level of normalcy that they were all desiring.
You know, recruiting never stops. It's a year-round thing now, and it certainly didn't stop during this. It might have changed how you did it. The process was a little unique, but talk about that a little bit.
Well, the process changed dramatically. For the last 2-3 months, we haven't been able to have any kids on campus. And so we had a fair number in the month of February and March, and that was critical for our recruiting process. Again, it goes back to the ability to be creative and find different avenues and different platforms to recruit with, creating relationships on the phone and via Zoom or FaceTime isn't necessarily the same as seeing them in person, but I know a lot of parents and a lot of recruits appreciate the time and effort that our staff puts into it, and so we're not using it as an excuse. We probably feel like we're ahead a little bit right now than maybe where we would be in a normal year. Unfortunately, without camps, we're going to have to rely on the film. It is what it is. We're also going to rely on more game film than we've watched maybe in the past, and also on other sports. There's a lot of young men that we're out there recruiting right now that are multi-sport athletes, and I think the thing that, because we don't have the ability to get firm numbers on kids, we're looking for the best athletes we can find, and so multi-sport athletes are going to be high demand for the Bison this year because we know their athleticism is ultimately what we're recruiting.
We all certainly anticipate being out at Eugene, Oregon in September, but what's the timeline look like the rest of the summer here? What's your staff going to be going over? And just what is it going to look like the next couple of months for you guys as you inch towards fall camp here?
Well, right now we're kind of on a modified office schedule, so we don't have too many people in here at one time. We're alternating days between offense and defense. We will, here in the foreseeable future, work into having our entire staff here. In the meantime, we've been working on some common opponents, skeleton game plans for the fall, so maybe we have a jump start on some teams. But during the month of July, we need to start buckling down. I'm currently working on putting together fall camp practice plans. Scripts, all those things will be created over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks, probably prior to the 4th of July. And I envision our time after the 4th being spent with concerning with ourselves, with our football team, making sure we're prepared for fall camp, but also prepared for those non-conference games.
Great to see you. All the best to you and your family, and we'll see you later in the summer here. But Bison Nation, you be well out there and have a great summer yourself.